Harley's regular city council meeting for Monday, October 9th, 2007 will now come to order. May we have roll call council members?
Alderwoman Lewinsky. Present. Alderman Whittington. Present. Alderman Clark.
Present.
Alderman Key.
Present.
Alderman Nesbitt.
Present.
Alderman Price.
Here.
Mayor Kellogg.
Present. We have the invocation and presentations by Bishop Ormsby.
God has once again universe Christ. Receive our voice to you once again, give you thanks and praise. Thank you for the honest Jesus Christ our Savior. Thank you, Lord, for this gathering, this evening. We pray for the council, we pray for the mayor, we pray for the elders, we pray for this great city, the city of Harlem. Lord, you know the need that we stand in, Lord, and thank you for giving us a council. We believe, my Lord, that we trust your direction. We believe toward you, Lord. You will give us direction, Lord. We may know your will and your purpose, Lord. That's what we see. And Lord, while we yet pray, Lord, we look again to those, Father God, who suffered in Vegas, God, those families and those who lost loved ones, Father. Those who have been wounded, we come praying. Give them blessings, Father God. Give them strength. Give them what they need, Father God. And you say you are God of comfort. Comfort and strength that we can pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Item number 4, there's no presentation. City clerk report.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How's everybody? Fine. Good, good, good. I have a couple of letters that I'm going to read, which the citizens of the city of Harvey, the director of the Harvey Library, sent me a letter, and I want you to know that there are some copies over there on the table. It's just an itinerary of the Harvey Public Library that's going on in October, starting with Aunt Martha's Workforce Development Office Interview and Skill Workshop, and then the CUB, Citizen Utility Board. They're having a clinic on that. And then they also, later on in October, they have the ABCs of Medicare coverage there. So, and there's going to be exploration of representatives from CETA for citizens of the program that is available to us in the community, weatherization, lighting, fuel funds, and more. So I encourage each and every one of you who, especially our citizens who are having a problem with their utility, go and explore this class or this clinic that they're having and be in the know. So the letter is there, and it was sent from Ms. Flowers, the director of the library. Now, Harvey Fire Department Fire Prevention Week open house is going to be October the 14th at the fire station located at 15600 Central Avenue. The fun will begin at 11 a.m. and conclude at 2 p.m. So the Harvey Fire Department also welcomes Bud Emerald, Harvey Park District, Harvey Police Department, Harvey Library, Niagara Gas, ComEd, and Ingalls Hospital. So you all are welcome to go and join in the fun. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This time we move to item number 6, City Treasurer Report. Move to item number 7, approval minutes dated September 25th, 2017. What's the pleasure of the council?
I make the motion that we approve the minutes.
Second. Roll call.
Alderwoman Lewinsky.
Yes.
Alderman Whittington. Alderman Clark. Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Nesbitt.
Yes.
And Alderman Price. Motion carried.
This time we move to item number 8, approval bill dated Monday, October 9th. What's the pleasure of the council?
Point of order.
Chair recognizes Alderwoman Lewinsky.
Thank you. Chairman Nesbitt, I noticed that you did have a finance meeting. Did you go through, last week you had called a meeting for Thursday. I could not attend it. Did you go through the bills list at that meeting?
That was a long time ago. Why did I call?
You called it at that last,
Oh, that was, yeah.
To go over the bills.
So we went over the water situation, and that was something else. I can't remember what it was.
okay, but you didn't go over this?
The expenditure.
Okay.
Report, yeah.
Okay, but not over the finance. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
What's the pleasure of the council?
This time, we'd like to ask for approval of $253,299.74.
Motion on the floor.
Second.
Move to second, roll
What was
call.
that number, what was that number again, sir?
$253,299.74.
Alderman Clark.
Yes.
All right, thank you. This time, what's the pleasure of the council? You welcome.
Alderwoman Lewinsky.
No.
Alderman Whittington.
No.
Alderman Clark.
Nay.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Nesbitt.
Aye.
Alderman Price.
Yes.
Mayor Campbell.
Brother, yes. All right, this time we move to the,
May I say something, ma'am?
yes, sir.
You know, Alderman, at any time you can call Mr. Williams, comptroller, if you have any questions about the, bill list. I think you guys know that. So we, that's one minute.
May I comment?
Chair recognizes Alderman Lewinsky.
Thank you. Alderman Nesbitt, I realize that, but since you are the chair, if you approve these and had a meeting, I would have no qualms.
Yeah, I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
that is my-
That's
it's-
another alternative.
Right, I'm not on the finance committee, so therefore I just need to know that the committee did look at it and then moved on. So if you said that you did have a meeting and you went through it, I would have no problem with it.
But what I just mentioned. is
Just,
another
right,
alternative.
right. No, and I understand, but thank you.
This time we move to item number 9, the mayor's report. That we're going to be extremely brief, just some informational. On Sunday, I participated in the annual American Cancer Society 5K walk at City Park in Overland Park, Illinois. There was thousands of people. Certainly, I wanted to just always support breast cancer because it certainly has been a very devastating disease. Certainly, I want to work with American Cancer Society to try to find a cure to this very serious disease. So again, it was just a tremendous opportunity for me to participate and do my part with respect to making strides against breast cancer. This October 5th, I had the opportunity to be the guest speaker at the general membership meeting at NAACP at Ivy Tech Community College. As you can see, the highlighted part, I spoke, actually they recognized me and my administrative team for, as well as the Alderman for our trip to Houston, and then they asked me to kind of speak on economic empowerment. So it was just a tremendous opportunity for me to speak at the NAACP meeting. And as a result of me speaking there, they said they're going to invite me out to the national conference to hopefully be the keynote speaker. So it was just an honor to be in attendance with so many great individuals. Yeah, this is, and I'll ask Attorney Lewis, who's a member of the Leagues Incorporated, to kind of expound on this great partnership that we've been doing. Attorney.
Good evening, everyone. As we've discussed before, the South Suburban Chicago Links has formed a partnership with the City of Harvey and the Harvey Police Department, where we have started an anti-bullying initiative in the West Harvey Dixmoor School District. We also, this year, will be providing arts programming as well as STEAM programming, and the STEAM programming has been going on as well as the anti-bullying for now, this is the 5th year. So we followed the kids all the way through from 3rd through 6th, and now we're back to 3rd in some programs, and working with all the age groups. And so we're there every week, at least 2 times a week, providing programs that the school district is not able to provide due to lack of funding. So there are educated women who are sitting with the kids and providing extra field trips, and we're giving them anti-bullying initiatives, and we're providing, we had a mock trial that was very successful. The mayor comes out, the police officers come out every single week, and it's a very successful partnership. The kids are happy to have us, and so we're continuing this year with our programming. We had the kickoff on Monday. I'd like to thank Deputy Chief Thanks, and I think Armstrong was there, Investigator Armstrong was there as well. And so we just look forward to our partnership again. Again, Mayor, thank you for providing the support.
Right. And it's kind of ironic, but I had a conversation with our deputy chief. He called me up and told me that he's going to be a little late for work. And he was like, his daughter, Emily, kept calling him and said, Dad, you got to come by the school. Matter of fact, I said, Deputy Chief, that's what you call bullying, sir. Right? You want to talk about that real quick?
Well, I mean, just you know, some things we do as police officers, certainly it does not exempt us from being victims and having the same issues that other people have. And this program definitely hits close to home. My daughter called me the other day, and I guess she experiencing her first taste of bullying at school. Me personally, I thought it was, you know, minor and didn't really want to deal with it. But certainly, I guess it's an issue that I have to deal with. But it's a little guy at the school who's picking on and harassing, and you know, these programs actually expose the distraction and really. Sometimes we overlook minors and kids and not realizing that this is really a stressful issue for us. You call like 2 days in a row. So I'd actually take a late start one day and go to the school and speak to the principals and the teachers about it. And, you know, just to see a program like this in Harvey, it just makes you think, you know, having this program statewide, you know, maybe these things can be prevented. So it really shines a light on this program, you know. I'm assuming there's less parents who getting the same phone call as I have to get and deal with their kids. So the Links and Harvey Police Department, kudos and a thumbs up.
Thank you. And Attorney, if you could just let the Links know that we certainly announced in our meeting, and we certainly appreciate all the great work that they're doing.
Okay, I'm trying to get them out here to a meeting.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, we can and give them above and beyond award.
And Mayor, we'd like you to come to our annual fundraiser, as you always do. It's December 2nd.
Absolutely, we'll be there. Deputy Chief, we have something from the fire department.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm Deputy Chief Boyd from the Fire Department, and I'm just letting you know that we're hosting our annual open house at the fire department at Station 1, and we're inviting all the kids in all the districts to come down and enjoy the evening or the afternoon with us. They get to see some of the firemen, see how they work, where they sleep, how they eat, how we extricate people out of cars, extrication. It'll be a good time. They usually have a good time. It's usually a good turnout. We have anywhere from 150 to 200 kids every year. So if you know some small kids that need to learn about fire prevention and how to stay safe in fire situations and emergency situations, please escort your kids out there, because you guys will have a great time also. Mrs. Lewis is not cooking this year, so the food should be great.
Wow. This is combating illegal dumping. I certainly want to thank Deputy Chief Banks, Deputy Chief Patterson Neal, as well as Thomas, and also Superintendent Sepik, as well as Fisher. What we've done over the last several weeks, we've put cameras throughout the city of Harvey in undisclosed locations. But the cameras, they serve twofold. Put them around suspected drug houses, and we have the cameras throughout the city with respect to dealing with the illegal drug dumping. So we're very happy that we were able to put these cameras throughout the city, and hopefully we should be real soon having the data to catch those individuals that's coming to our town. So again, I want to thank my administrative team for working with me as we come up with sometimes, some ideas that seem like they're left field, but I think this is going to work, because anytime you have some additional eyes throughout our community to assist with the dumping, we certainly want to try to eradicate those high dumping bills that we've been accumulating. So hopefully this will work. And again, like I said, Deputy Chief, we have probably how many cameras out now?
Mayor, at present, we have, I think, 21 cameras.
Yes, sir.
So we've already, one of the holdups that I spoke to you about, I'll just share with the council this evening, is that the brackets for many of the cameras we had to wait for brackets to be made and to be shipped. And we've started deploying the additional cameras throughout the city. And we have made a number of arrests as well as fines from those cameras. So the cameras, some take video, some take pictures, all of them record. So no, it does not have to be monitored. We don't have to catch it live. We just get the plate, the vehicle, and we've gone in Harvey to go recover the vehicles and issue citations. We've gone to Markham, Chicago, Hazel Crest, and one out of Wisconsin. So they choose to come this far to dump, we'll go as far to pick them up.
Again, yes, sir.
Before Chief had left, he indicated that citizens can buy cameras. I think Ms. Alderwoman Dorinsky had indicated that she might be interested. Also, I would be interested in just donating to the city. And I think, is that still a possibility, or?
I'm not sure, Alderman, what the chief spoke to, but what I would say is that the cameras that we purchased, I'm not going to share that with people for purchase, because I don't want to be able to identify them. However, in terms of if they want to purchase cameras for us, we buy it, we'll take them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so, certainly if you want to, assist, we certainly will welcome that. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Then who will we speak with? Will we speak with you? Ellen?
Actually, Chief Bell is heading up the fire chief, Bill, is heading up the camera program in conjunction with us. So either myself or Chief Bill,
Okay,
Bill
great.
certainly can do that.
Because I know it was iffy when I was talking to a few people and going back and forth, and they said the cameras, but no, I concur, Alderman Nesbitt, this is an ongoing huge problem for all of us.
Yeah, and so certainly I wanted to be very proactive with respect to ensuring that we had some type of mechanism, 21st century technology, without, throughout our city to apprehend those that's taking advantage of our city. But the biggest thing is that, we, as Deputy Chief Banks indicated, we don't have to man a site. Yes.
I just want to commend Alderman Nesbitt and Alderman Jawinski, but I'd also like to donate a camera as well for the police department for the same purpose, so we can reduce our.
What about block club? You think that would be permissible?
Yeah, we're gonna expand it. Like I said, first we want to do 21, and then another thing we want to do. There's other things that we're doing that we don't want to expose in terms of, but certainly that will be open to that. Talking to CFs, because they know where all the so-called hot spots are, and we certainly want to do something from that perspective. And this is just the Chief Banks.
Well, again, Mayor, if we use too many pictures, they'll know where the cameras are.
Check it out. All right. Here we go. So right now we have 21 locations, and hopefully by the next city council meeting we'll have maybe 50 or 40. Amen. This time we move to the ordinance and resolution. Pleasure of the council.
Due to recent documents that I received today, I would like to table Resolution 2845.
Second.
What about resolution 2846?
Property at Dixie Highway. This is,
The old remix, I believe.
right, I noticed that packet wasn't signed.
Okay, you want to table it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we table 2846. What's the pleasure for 2847?
And the reason behind that one is where it says purchaser, there's no signature.
Yes, sir.
Also, if I may,
Hold on. Let me deal with all the clerk, and then I'll come right back to you.
we still haven't changed the resolution itself from a developer
Okay.
to the actual person who's applying for the third-party property.
Okay, so we'll leave it at, we'll table resolution 2845, 2846, and then we'll have discussions later, if that's okay. What about resolution 2847, what's the pleasure of the council?
I personally don't have a problem with Resolution 2847. I believe that's the grocery store, correct?
Yes, it is.
I mean, what's the pleasure of the...
But we
I would
can
move the
get,
table because I just got this information today.
we just got it.
Just,
Okay.
today.
Then motion is tabled. So table 2845, 2846, 2847. What's the pleasure of 2849? This is first reading. It's an opportunity for an extension, I understand, of a Class 8. And I believe the property is the Dallas facility.
Peter dialysis, right, 657 hours.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Yes, second.
Move to second, roll call.
Alderwoman DeWinsky to suspend the rule.
No.
Alderman Whittington.
Yes.
Alderman Clark.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Aye.
Alderman Nesbitt.
Yes.
Alderman Price.
Yes.
Rule suspended.
Make a motion to accept resolution 2849.
Second.
Move to second. Roll call.
Alderwoman Lewinsky.
Yes.
Alderman Whittington.
Yes.
Alderman Clark.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Nesbitt.
Aye.
And Alderman Price.
Aye.
Motion carried.
It's time to move to petition and communications. None. So reported by the Alderman, starting with the Alderman of the First Ward, Alderman DeWinsky.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mr. Mayor, I was pleasantly surprised when I ran into you. And I did send him a text. And I reminded him when we touched base, and proactive, he was on the phone. I thank you very, very much. The problem was solved, so, and I did get the information I needed, so I thank you very much. In the First Ward, right around the St. John's community, from 159th through to 156, it's maybe about a 300 home radius. There has been a lot of break-ins, and there was actually a robbery with an with a gun.
What's the address again?
It was, your staff has already been proactive.
Okay.
Your staff has already, there's, the police department was aware of it. I just want to let the residents know in that community that even though you may not see the squads going through, but there are undercovers going through that area. And I did get the commitment from the police department that they are just as active trying to catch the youth, because it is a young man. So in any case, my advice is keep your doors locked, open your eyes, watch. If you see somebody in need, please call the police in that area. I do think it's a couple of kids, because it's happening in the afternoons, early afternoons or early morning. So just be on the lookout on that area. I'm amazed with 21 cameras, that is going to stop the illegal dumping. We are no longer going to have this. But in the meantime, let's still keep active and call the police in that area. Other than that, that ends my report. I do want to say I am having a ward meeting on October 21st at St. John's from 12 to 2 o'clock. Mr. Mayor, elected officials, staff, you are more than welcome to join us. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Yeah,
One more thing. Just as a reminder, Las Vegas.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and certainly want to thank Alderman Clark, because Alderman Clark had texted me indicating that Alderman Winston was trying to reach as well. So Alderman Clark, thank you for that. Just want to tell the residents, if they see something, say something. You know, because that's the biggest thing, you know. And now that we have cameras, certainly we want the bad guys to know we do have cameras, you know. So they need to, you know, find another municipality to do the things they're doing. Hey, the eyes of the good guys are watching. So, yeah, thank you for your report, Alderman Whittington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, to my colleagues and to the citizens of Harvey. My report will be brief. I also noticed that they were cleaning the alleys and really cleaning them real well. I want the balls where I saw them at, because I really want more of them to be caught. So, but they did a beautiful job, and I did let Mr. Sepik know that I saw them cleaning up the alleys very thoroughly.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Mrs. Poole wanted me to share that there was a collapse back porch.
Okay.
And she just wanted us to see if somebody would come out and clean that up.
What's the address? We have
15301. So it's Myrtle and 103rd Street, right across from the Ascension.
Okay. So we got to get that 153 right across from the center. Yep.
Will there be any executive sessions on something like this you see at all? Not tonight, okay. Other than that, I have concluded my report.
Just time to move to Alderman, the third ward, Alderman Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, colleagues, and citizens of Harvey. Briefly, we seem to be having a lighting issue in the third ward, specifically on 155th Street between Dixie Highway and Wood, all along the area there. I've contacted ComEd to get them to repair the lights that they can repair, but from my understanding, those other lights are city lights. I've got several calls from residents, and some of them have stopped me when they've seen me out and about to let me know of that issue. So hopefully we can look into that, because that needs to be taken care of. Other than that, I will continue to walk until the weather gets cold, so hopefully at some point in time I'll reach someone's home and we can have a conversation about what your issues may be. If you want to contact me, my number is 708-491-5259. Once again, that's 708-491-5259. Or you can email me at aldermanclark@gmail.com. And Mr. Mayor, that ends my report.
All right, again, I want to thank you, Alderman, for giving me that call. Hopefully that issue that you called me about, it was resolved.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you. Super.
The light, we did a city assessment of all the lights. We've come in contact with a new vendor who's awesome and is working with the city and with Commonwealth Edison to be able to change about 230 to 300 lights, which are easy. Sorry, good evening. So we're in that process of changing out anywhere from 230 to 300 light heads. So hopefully that we met with them 2 weeks ago, and the ball is rolling with Commonwealth Edison to start bringing us some of these lights, because they're no money to the city because we can install them ourselves. So hopefully with less maintenance to these lights will stay on longer, and we won't have such an outage.
Are these LEDs?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
60, 40, 80?
There's no cost to the city because we are putting these lights up ourselves.
No, the voltage.
Oh, I think they're 120. 120.
That would be great.
Thank you so much. It's time to move to the Alderman report. Alderman Keys.
Okay, hello everyone. Everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. I see we got a lot of progress that we got done, that's getting done. I appreciate everything everybody doing for the city, street department, police department. And I'm very excited about these cameras. And by coincidence, I had purchased HD camera. I got it online. It fits over your visor. And when you drive, it records everything. It takes pictures, and it records audio. And you can record either in the car, or you can in the car, or you can flip it around, to the street, and it shows real excellent light at night. So when I got the camera, I had bought two of them. They were like $49. Two of them was $100, and I donated one to Commander Muhammad for him to try it out. So maybe next meeting we can come in and give a little demonstration. But I think they're really excellent for at least the planning department, the inspectors, because when I had the inspector job, you're riding down the street, you see any illegal activity, anybody dumping, by the time you get to your phone, you swipe your phone and go to your camera option, you don't get a chance to take the picture, when you have this right on your visor, all you gotta do is go and it'll take the picture and it'll record. So
I want one too.
yeah. Actually, if somebody probably saw it on TV, it said HD camera. It's been on the cable. Have you saw it?
No.
I've got it, and it works. It works excellent. So that's just hdcamera.com. Like I said, at $49 a piece, but it'll be a real good assessment, for the planning department. And I'm willing to support half the cost for the inspectors. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Alderman Keys. Next one was Alderman Nesbitt.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Very short, something that I don't normally do, but I have to at this time give thanks to our workers, starting with the street department, guys at the pumping station, the clerks in the water department, the police department, planning department. I see these guys, and they're actually working. They're not playing around, they're getting things done. So I've been pleased with them. But since it's a short meeting, then I feel like I can talk for a few more minutes. But anyway, I just want to congratulate you guys continue to do good work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alderman of the Brief, 6th Ward, Alderman Price.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? All right. I'll be as brief as I can. First of all, I wanted to suggest to the mayor that at all entry points of Harvey, we put a warning about dumping and list the fine that it is, the $5,000 fine. If we put it at each entry point, that may save us some money posting at 21 different spots or 50 different camera spots. And the reason I say that is I was in Three Rivers, Michigan, and I got a ticket for parking on the street overnight. And I'm telling the officer, well, it's not listed. Oh, he said it's listed at every entry point in Three Rivers. I said, so of course I went over there to the entry point and it was there. Okay. But I think people need to see that they're going to be towed and fined $5,000. I think that whenever the general committee get together, that we also should raise the other fine up to $5,000. We can't show any mercy to people that's dumping in our city because it's costing us $600,000 to $900,000 annually, which could be money used in other places. So that was just a suggestion. I also want to touch on the Finance Committee meeting that we did have. We got a lot of very good information from the two gentlemen that were assigned to do the assessment of the water department. From their reports, the city has been getting shorted a lot of money from everybody that we supply water to. What they're finding out is that, well, they don't know if we can go back 5 to 7 years and tax them for all the underpayment, but they're making adjustments which will only help this city. But what we're finding out is places like Homewood and other places owe us a lot of money dealing with this water, which is great. And I told them I was happy that they were here. I'm happy that the city of Chicago sent them out because they're not the mayor's buddies. They're not any of our buddies. And they're independent. And basically, they were just speaking on things that have not been put in place over the years, many years. So I think we're going to come out smelling very good. I sent the mayor a picture of the most expensive perfume in the world, which cost $1 million. It was DKNY Gold something. But I told him I believe after all this is over, that's what we're going to come out smelling like. And sometimes, it's good for people to say $26 million were diverted and missing and all these spook stories that come out, and then to see those two gentlemen that have nothing to do with us at all basically say, hey, these are some major adjustments y'all need to make, and you all have been getting shorted money for many years. I was excited to hear that. So I just wanted the public to know that there's really a lot of money out there that other municipalities owe us. And now if we're gonna be able to go back and get it, that's another story. I personally wanted to go into executive session tonight because there's multiple things that should be discussed and talked about, especially with a document that I got today, which was dealing with LB Steel, and it is legal, so I didn't want to talk about it in public. What you have in front of you from the Harvey Public Library was a list of upcoming events. Also, on October 27th, which is not listed on this documentation here, we are having the DMV services offered at the Harvey Public Library from 10 to 2. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the DMV will be at the Harvey Public Library. Now, the ultimate goal of this was to provide the same service that they get in Orland Hills. They have a DMV right inside of their city hall. Now, the catch to this is that we can have one of these in our community, but this test run for those hours that they gave, it has to show that it's needed. So they will be there. And again, that'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The DMV will be set up at the Harvey Public Library. And it's an effort to offer our residents what we've noticed other residents have as well in their community. So if you need something dealing with your license and all that, get on over there on October 27th between 10 and 2 and let them see that we would like to have this service in our community. And of course, always thanks to the street department. I know you all really get beat up a lot. And I'm not talking about from us, I'm talking about constantly cleaning the same alleys and having to go back every 2 to 3 weeks. They fill back up. The gentleman that get in the hole, and I see videos of live main breaks, man. Hey, kudos to you all too. And I'm happy to see that Mr. Clark and Ms. Jawinski put in some phone calls and their situations got resolved as well. And hey, I just look forward to the near future of Harvey, and that ends my report.
Thank you, Alderman Price, but I just want to say, hopefully now that, every morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and probably 10:30 at night, I always hear from Alderman Price with a list of it. Sometimes I'm like, watching the football, sometimes he's kind of high strung, but I certainly appreciate it.
I get the calls, I gotta get it off me and get it to somebody.
Keep it moving.
Yes, sir.
All right, yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor, I just wanted to ask Alderman, do you have a list of the services? Because the services they provide at Orland Hills are kind of abbreviated in terms of what they can do at the actual DMV. So if you have that and kind of get that to us, I would certainly.
I would try to get it to you as soon as possible. I do not have all that information on me right now.
Like, are they doing IDs?
Yeah, I'll find out real soon. And actually, since it's on the 27th, I'll try to get it ran on the Access channel as well.
Well, Alderman Price, if you could just tell your wife I'd like to commend Trustee Price as well as Director for putting in place a program such as this that's needed. We certainly thank them for their leadership and let them know that I certainly will do all we can to support it. Certainly it will be on our local cable access channel.
All right, I appreciate it. And I had 2 more things. I ended my report, but you touched on something.
Okay.
The library also had their first building within the community with a panel of multiple long-term residents. Dr. Dixon was the moderator, and a lot of great things. Actually, Ms. Thomas was one of the panelists. A lot of great things came out of that meeting where we got to hear from different members of Harvey, from way back to current, and that was another great thing that they did. And we also had the first annual Continue the Peace walk in the 6th Ward this past weekend, which was actually awesome. We had about 40 to 50 people show up, and we just walked about 2 miles through the community. And it was really just put together at the last second. We got it approved at the last council meeting, but the response was great, and many more of the residents actually was like, man, they wish they would have knew. They would have walked with us. So we'll be doing another one soon, probably once the weather breaks, and I'll keep you in tune with that.
Thank you so much.
That ends my report.
Truly appreciate it. Certainly, as I said, it's an honor to be able to go to, as the mayor, go to Bloomington, Illinois, go to Gary, Indiana. Thursday I'll be in Chicago Public Schools speaking, and then the following week I'll be in Atlanta. But it's just a beautiful thing that we have an opportunity to branch out to those particular places, and how well received we are in terms of our city. And certainly Gary, Indiana told me to make sure that I share the message that they said that they love the things that we're doing here in our great city. So I told them I'll pass it on to all our elected officials. So again, it's just a wonderful thing to be able to do a little traveling and speak to individuals who haven't had an opportunity to interface with. So that said, we move to especially to be recognized by Alderwoman Winston. Thank you. We want to certainly take a moment of just pay our respect to those members who lost their lives in Las Vegas. So thank you all. We can just take a moment. Thank you so much. Yes, that was such a devastating tragedy that certainly we're going to try to do something in terms of this. I know we reached out to asked Deputy Chief Banks to reach out to the police chief as well as to the mayor who wrote a letter. So certainly we were waiting to hear some response. So we wanted to, we have a team of individuals that we would like to just do some phone conferences, just to assist them. But again, thank you for the reminder. This time we'll move to public participation. We have Shirley Robinson from the Harvey Coast. Is she here?
Good morning, Council. My name is Kareem Brooks. I'm the current president of Harvey Coast. And we just wanted to take a minute of your time this evening to pass out some awards showing our gratitude and appreciation of some donations we got from some of the residents that may be in the room, as well as the city of Harvey and some of the civil service departments.
I really appreciate you guys showing some gratitude towards us, because sometimes it seems like it's a thankless job, for individuals to actually acknowledge us and provide us an opportunity to just say thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Ms. Robinson wants me to read this. This is presented to the city of Harvey, Mayor Eric Kellogg, with deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast program. We extend thank you for your time and efforts. 2016 Harvey Coast.
Oh, I come down for that. Appreciate you, bro. Get a picture.
This one is presented to the Harvey Fire Department. It reads as, with deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast program, we extend thank you for your time and efforts. 2016 Harvey Coast.
Appreciate it. Yes, I guess we'll take a picture here. Thank you again. All right, thank you.
This was presented to Mr. Will Davis. The deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast program. We extend thank you for your time and efforts. Representative Will Davis. This one is presented to Chicago Auto Auction. With deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast. We extend thank you for your time and efforts.
On behalf of Danny and Kevin, they say thank you.
Take 54,
This one is presented to W.K. Towing. With deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast program. We extend a thank you for your time and effort.
Alderman Pratt. Yeah, see that for WK.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Great.
How you doing? You all right? Sir.
This one is presented to the American Kitchen. With the deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast. We extend thank you for your time and efforts.
T, would you thank you? Shower will receive that on behalf of
This is presented to McCaskill.
You need a checklist. State reps I ain't seen, and then
This was presented to DNA Barbershop with the deepest gratitude for your generosity and support to the Harvey Coast program.
all the keys.
Thank you.
We got things we want to just commend you guys for just acknowledging members from the community as well as some of the elected officials. We certainly appreciate because it doesn't happen as much as it should. It should really just say thank you for having. So I certainly thank you and I'll cherish this. Thank you for